Hey guys, Brody from Outperform Fitness here. Alright, one of the most common injuries I see in the army and most probably defense wide are injuries to the shoulders. And these are usually in the form of some kind of impingement or muscle imbalance, which leads to bursitis, which is inflammation of the little fat pads, the little protective fat pads inside your shoulders. Now, the main causes of these are bad programming when you're trying to improve your push-ups, and also poor technique. Now, I've already gone over the programming side of things in a previous video, so this video is going to be all about technique. Alright, I know a few people are probably watching this. They've been in the army or in the defense for a fair while now, and they think they got good technique, so they don't need to watch this. But I want everyone to watch it, because I'm telling you, I've been in the army for nearly 15 years, and 90% of the people that I watch do a push-up have got poor technique. Now, they probably think they got good technique because their shoulders don't hurt at this stage, but after thousands of reps and just doing PT all the time, that bad technique is going to eventually wear away your shoulders and you will end up with an injury. Trust me, I've been there. I've got to the stage where I couldn't do push-ups anymore. I couldn't even hang from a bar with my palm facing me without my shoulder feeling like it's going to rip out. So trust me, I've been at that point. Right. Now, what I'm going to show you in this video, the technique will probably feel a bit foreign, and it'll probably even feel harder to do a push-up initially, but the more you train it, the stronger the position will become and the better you'll get at it. So eventually that position will become your strong position, and it'll be much better for your shoulders and your whole body. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so now what we're going to go over is what a good top position looks like, how to get into that top position, and how to train for that top position. Now, we're going to start with the hands. So the position of the hands should be either underneath your shoulders or slightly out. That's looking from the front. Now, I don't want wide ones like that, just slightly outside your shoulders or directly under them. That's looking from the front, and looking from the side, you should be directly underneath your shoulders. Okay? Your palms, so your fingers, your index or your middle finger, should be pointing forwards. Okay? And from there, you're going to act as if you're screwing your hands into the ground to load up your shoulders and switch on certain muscles in your back. Now, you'll see my hands are facing forwards and screwing it in. So my elbows slightly turned backwards around about a 45-degree angle. Okay? That's the position you hold the whole time. Okay, from here, once we've got good hand position and screwing those hands into the ground, you're going to get up onto your feet. Now, your feet should be just apart, because if they're too wide, you're not going to be able to switch your core on properly. If they're too close, then you're not going to have a good base of support. So just slightly apart, so you've got a decent base, but you can switch your core on properly. Okay? Once we've got good hand and good foot positioned, then we get into the crux of it. So, the next thing we do, once we're up, is we're going to press into the ground. Alright, we're pressing in so that our shoulder blades roll forward. Alright, we are actually trying to press our shoulder blades forward, not just staying in that relaxed position with the shoulder blades back. I'll just show you the difference. So this is just relaxed shoulders, and I'm pressing in. Okay, I'm actively pressing into the ground. Alright, at the same time, my neck and my head is neutral. So I'm not allowing my head to sag down like this. Head and neck is neutral by tucking the chin down. Okay, next we're going to move down into the core. So your abs and your glutes should be switched on like super hard the whole time, and act as if you're trying to tilt your pelvis rearward. So think of a dog tucking its tail underneath its body when it's scared. That's what you're trying to do. And what it does is it creates a nice hollow body position, and everything is engaged the way it's supposed to, with those shoulder blades forward and your posterior tail of your pelvis. Right? Just like that, okay? So relaxed position, relaxed hips, relaxed shoulders. Now I'm engaged. Alright? That's the top position. Now, ways to train this top position, you can do things like scat push-ups to get used to pushing your shoulders and strengthening up your shoulders to push those shoulder blades forward. To do that, your hands, keep your elbows completely straight. Relax down into your shoulder blades, press them up. Relax down, press up, keeping your core engaged, tucking that tailbone underneath your body the whole time. Okay, relaxed, press up. All right, and then another thing that you should do is work on that top position, so the straight arm plank in that hollow position, work it so that you can progress up to holding a good position for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now that's so that you got that nice strength reserve there, so when you do your BFA push-up or some sort of max effort push-ups, you've got plenty of reserve left in your tank so that you can hold that position without too much hassle. All right, so now we're just going to go over the bottom position. So this is what it looks like from the front. If you're going full depth and BFA standard, okay, from the side, and BFA. Okay, so as you can tell, my core remains exactly the same. So you're still trying to tilt that pelvis rearward. It remains the same the whole time. Now, when you go down, your shoulder blades will pull back, so you won't be able to stay in that push forward position. When you go down, your shoulders will pull back, and at the top, then they'll push forward again. Now your arms, so you're screwing your hands into the ground. You're keeping that the whole time as well. So your elbows will end up a 45-degree angle backward. Not out to the side and not completely up against the body. Just enough to shoot at about a 45-degree angle back. Now, ways to train this. So if you're doing full depth, a good thing for core engagement are hand release push-ups. So with these, you want your chest just on the ground, release your hands and shoot back up. The whole time you're keeping your core engaged, and it's really good because if your core isn't engaged, your chest and everything will raise before your hips and you'll really know about it. Your hips and everything should just stay up off the ground, just your chest down on the ground. Another thing you can do is just pauses, just hovering above the ground. Okay, so that'll get you really strong in that bottom position. Now that's if you're doing full depth ones. If you're doing BFA standard ones, a good thing to do is have a target for your chest to hit. All right? Okay, so your chest is hitting that target every single rep, because what happens when you fatigue is your body will cheat without you even knowing. So your reps will get shorter and shorter and you won't know. But what you want to do is only just slightly touch it. Don't bounce off it, because it'll give you that little bit of assistance at the bottom position. So when you pull it away, it'll probably make it harder. So make sure you're only just touching it. Another thing you can do is pauses just above it. So you just feel it and back up. Okay, again, working on that core position, elbows slightly rearward. Just to go over a couple of common faults within the push-ups that I see a lot. The biggest one, and probably the worst for your shoulders. Okay, hands either way too wide looking from the front, or way too in front, or a combination of the both. And usually they go with what's called a chicken wing, which is when your elbows go directly out to the side. This is just a disaster for the shoulders. And I see it more common than anything. So they look like this. All right, you'll see plenty of them, and even just doing that, you can feel your shoulders are in a real shitty position. So make sure you get your hands in a proper position and get those elbows at a 45-degree angle backwards. Now, another one is not going low enough. So like I said before, use a target. If you're not at the stage where you can actually do full depth push-ups, don't do knee push-ups. They're terrible and people can't get in the proper positions for them. Okay, cut away the knee push-ups. Do push-ups so you're on your toes or on a bench. So use this. Use a high bench. Okay, once you start getting good at that, go to a lower bench. This way, all your core and everything is engaged exactly the same as it would be on the ground, rather than in that knee shitty position. Okay, once you get better at that, then you move to the other target, the lower one. Okay? And the last one that I see a lot as well is the hips sagging. So not enough core control, not enough core strength. So work on that straight arm plank up to 3 to 4 minutes, and also hand release push-ups on the ground, and just keeping that core switched on in the proper position all the time. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Remember, train hard, but train smart. I'll see you all next week.